What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com. Really excited to talk about this movie tonight. First time getting around to it. I'm talking about the first Creed movie that came out in 2015, directed by Ryan Coogler, one of my new favorite directors. Him and Michael B. Jordan have worked on other films. One of my favorites being Fruitvale Station, an indie flick. If you guys have not seen that, definitely check that out. But we have Michael B. Jordan in Creed, playing Apollo Creed's son, Donnie Creed, or Adonis Creed. Shows him early on in the film as a kid and going through the system and being very angry, mad at life, definitely has some issues. He eventually gets out of there and takes a liking into boxing like his old man. So early on in the film, we have Michael B. Jordan. He's trying to work a normal job, but he really knows that he's destined for more in life, and him wanting to become a boxer. So it really shows him early on and things that he's struggling with internally, a lot of things in the past, and not really knowing about his father. Apollo died in the Rocky films before he was born, so he never really actually knew his father. He knew of him, and you could see him struggling with this in the first and second act. And then when he starts to box, he comes across Rocky Balboa. Oh, Rocky! In Philly, and he's working at this bar, and Rocky's out of the boxing business. He doesn't train, but that Donnie wants to get Rocky to train him to be a boxer. So what I really liked about this film from the start of the movie is Ryan Coogler's direction. The way he directs films, there's this raw energy about it. He builds this atmosphere. It makes you feel like you're in the movie, especially in Creed, because you can feel the sweat, you can feel the heat. When Donnie's training, you can feel like you're actually there with him and everything he's struggling and overcoming. And Ryan Coogler, like I said, being one of my new favorite directors, he has this keen sense to detail and building this atmosphere and making you feel like you're in that specific scene. And there's also a lot of great music in this film. There's a lot of intensity that's building up, with Donnie training and going to fight. You can just feel the emotion and the score and the soundtrack of this film, and it really kept me involved early on. And throughout the film, we're introduced to Tessa Thompson's character. Her and Donnie, take a liking to one another, and they're trying to figure out their relationship, and she's really a key character in this movie, supporting Donnie as he's struggling with these internal demons and trying to train and fight and be a great boxer. So she was a really great character in this movie, and she's in the sequel as well. Next to Michael B. Jordan, I think Sylvester Stallone, this is one of his best performances in years. I loved him in Rocky Balboa, obviously the Rocky franchise, but he's done a lot of shitty action movies in the past 5-10 years, so you can see him as a dramatic character and a dramatic performance. We haven't seen this in some time. He's doing all these silly movies, but he can really perform as an actor, and this, like I said, this is one of his best performances in a long time, and it was great to see what he's dealing with. He's by himself. Rocky's by himself. His wife is gone, Paulie's gone, Mickey's gone. He says in the movie that his son is, I think, up in Canada. He doesn't really want anything to do with them. So Rocky's on his own. He's getting older, and he's struggling with his health. He's trying to figure out if he wants to train young Donnie, because he saw what happened to Apollo. He died in his arms. So he's struggling with a lot of, family stuff, health, and then trying to do the right thing. Michael B. Jordan playing Donnie Creed, Adonis Creed, and, Rocky Balboa. They're both dealing with lots of internal, personal stuff. This is not just a boxing movie. Like the rest of the Rocky movies, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of storyline. They really have this great chemistry on camera, and they become this sort of family unit with Rocky training young Donnie and getting him ready to box and go to these big matches. You can see they're forming this tight-knit bond, and it only grows throughout the movie. In terms of the action and the fight in this movie, they're top-notch. The way they did certain takes, there was one shot in the specific scene in this fight. It's just really fucking intense, and you have the score and the music building this atmosphere of this fight, and Michael B. Jordan just fucking snapping, and he got really jacked for this movie. He looks like a boxer. He's really in shape. Throughout the movie, he's training and running, and final fight sequence of the movie is not as great. The earlier fight in the movie with the one take, that was really intense. I really enjoyed that much more than the ending of the film, but I don't think that was the point. Ryan Coogler went at the end of this movie in a different direction than I thought he would, and I really appreciated that, because in sports movies it always ends in this big event, and the bad guy loses and the good guy comes back and wins, and that's not the case in this movie. And I kind of like that they went in that direction, showing what Donnie's overcome throughout this entire film, being a kid up into his adulthood, and working with Rocky Balboa, forming this relationship with Tessa Thompson's character, and overcoming everything to be a better man and be a better boxer. Overall, I had a great time with Creed. Like I said, Ryan Coogler is one of my favorite new directors. I love Black Panther, and that killed it at the box office. Love that he did this. I wish he would have done Creed 2, but it's okay. I know he's filming the new Black Panther movie that's going to make a lot of money. And, Fruitvale Station, another great indie flick with Michael B. Jordan. Just great camera work in this film. Getting the overall tone of these characters in this, Philadelphia, it felt like you were actually in Philly throughout this film. Just getting all the blood, sweat, and tears that these characters go through. And he just did an outstanding job. In terms of the score, I love that. The performances, Michael B. Jordan, Tessa, Thompson, Sylvester, Stallone, are all top-notch, really impressive. Great chemistry with all these characters. I went into the movie just being a huge Rocky fan growing up on these flicks. I know the Creed 2 was just released, so I had to watch the original one before going to see the sequel, The Drago. And I really had a great time with Creed. Overall, I'm going to give Creed from 2015 a 5 out of 5. Rocky Balboa boxing hair pieces. So what did you guys think of the first Creed movie? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Are you fans of Ryan Coogler? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz training in Philly here for the next boxing match. Until next time, cheers!